Hello, and welcome back to episode 2. Um, you might hear a little bit of sound in the background. Those are my roommates playing Call of Duty Zombies. Personally, I like to play Team Fortress 2, but you know, everyone has their preferences of games. Yeah, as you can see down here, we have the selection sort still from the last episode. I'm just going to leave that in there. In this episode, we're going to create a new program, and I'm going to call it Fibonacci. And more specifically, Fibonacci Sequence. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this Fibonacci sequence going. So, what is the Fibonacci sequence? It is a list of numbers, and the numbers, I believe it starts with a 0 and a 1 are the first two numbers. And then after that, you add those two numbers to get the next number. So I believe the third number is another 1, and then the next number after that is a 2. So we go ahead and we're going to go ahead and create. We're going to just create something called fib, an array called fib. That's the variable we're going to use. And we'll just set 0 to 0. And then we're going to go ahead and use it again. And we're going to set, we're going to set 1 to the number 1. Okay. And then let's go ahead and we'll make a incrementer, so we'll call it I. And actually, let's set I to be, let's set it to be 2. Yeah, let's set I to be 2. And let's go ahead and say fib. Now, I'm not making my program from top to bottom. Some people might think that you should write a program like a story, and it kind of goes from top to bottom. Well, you don't really have to do it that way. You can start anywhere you need to physically on the program, and usually the logic is more program kind of from the outside in. So what did I do? Fibonacci 2, Fibonacci 1 equals, and then we're gonna, or did I say 1? I equals, and I'm gonna say Fibonacci, no, I'm gonna say it equals the sum of, and this is not recursive, so it's not gonna be an inefficient algorithm. It's going to be an efficient algorithm. Actually, it shouldn't be fib of 1. It should be a subtraction. So it would be, I. It should be fib of I minus, did I put variable? I minus 2. Am I doing this right? Fibonacci I minus 2 plus Fibonacci of I'm sorry, go back here, it's a subtraction of I minus 1. And actually, we don't even need a subtraction, because you can just add a negative of something. So, in reality, yeah, there's a lot you can do with programming languages to make their syntax shorter. And that's hard to read. So we have Fibonacci of I minus 2 plus Fibonacci of I minus 1, and that stores into the new Fibonacci of I. Let's go ahead and print go ahead and print it. So now we have we're printing it, so now we have 0, 1, and then the next one should be a 1. There we go. And let's go ahead and let's go ahead and make a loop now. So let's say while I is less than 10. So we're going to print off the next 10 Fibonacci numbers. We're going to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and increment I. So I equals the sum of I and 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and 34. Looks like it's working alright. We do need to print the 0 and the 1 because they're technically Fibonacci numbers as well. So to get the same effect, we can just go ahead and do that. We can just say print 0 and print 1. Just like that. So here we set and print the first two, and then here we set and print 10 after that. Now, instead of doing that, what I can do is I can set n. Okay, n is going to be, well, let's set it to 20 actually. And we're going to use n to say how many Fibonacci numbers we want to print. Now you could also do this another way. You could also say what's the highest Fibonacci number we reach until we quit. I could do it that way, or I could kind of do it both ways. Let's go ahead and print 200 Fibonacci numbers. Uh-oh. Now we kind of have an issue where when the numbers get too high, what happens is they reach their highest number possible, and then they wrap around back into the negatives again. So we can't really, it won't make sense to do this too high. So let's go ahead and we'll just maybe 25. We'll see if that wraps into the negatives or not. That works. Well, there we go. We got the first 25 Fibonacci sequence numbers. And there you have it. Fibonacci sequence. And that's a short episode, but I think it's better to have shorter episodes. But anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Programming Inspiration Basic with Tim.